going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Brad Jacobs joins me. Brad, thank you very much for giving me some of your time. A massive fight week in the capital, and no matter how long you've been in this sport, there always must just be that little tingle of excitement on a week like this.
Look, every time there's an event, you're excited, and it's what we look forward to, the next event, etc. But this one on the calendar has been special because both guys are such big punchers and knockout artists, and it'll be exciting. And certainly Artur being the only world champion with all knockout victories with no defeats is a feat in itself. But Anthony Yarde at any moment could change that, so that's what makes this one exciting.
Yeah, I want to talk about kind of the aura that surrounds Beterbiev. I mean, I haven't spent too much time around him this week. We kind of see the cold-heartedness, the killer instinct in the ring, the knockouts. I just want to know from you, kind of, if you could tell us a little bit about who Artur Beterbiev is, because I can imagine away from the brutality in the ring, there's obviously a man in Artur Beterbiev, and I don't know, it kind of feels like we don't really know that. We just see this aura around it.
Well, I think some of that is true. I mean, he's a quiet guy. He does his talking in the ring. He's a family man. Very, very nice guy. But, look, everyone can't be Tyson Fury. And Artur is not that. But, it's got to be organic. You can't force someone to be boisterous or outspoken. And, like we've said earlier, he does his talking in the ring. So that's really all that matters.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of, it keeps the sort of mystery around him. Obviously, in the UK, everyone here will be backing Anthony Yarde. They know what a big job is. I mean, some media outlets have called it kind of the impossible job. But from a UK perspective, I suppose we should be looking at it as there is a route to beat Artur Beterbiev, despite the fact he does seem the immovable object.
Look, in the end, everyone is beatable. And, do I see it going that way this week? I don't think so, but this is why we fight the fights and build up these promotions, because there is the possibility of anything. And Anthony Yarde is a very, very good fighter and a very tough win. So this is not like, Artur Beterbiev is walking into an easy fight. This is a tough fight, a tough night. Do I think Beterbiev wins? Yes. Surprise me if Yarde won? No.
I mean, we'll talk about, if we can, kind of Haney Lomachenko in a second, the chess match, I suppose, that surrounds it. But doesn't matter how much of a boxing fan you are, is it kind of always the most entertaining to talk about fights where it's kind of who goes first?
Yeah, exactly. Look,
I know there is obviously a bit more than just whoever lands a big punch will win, but it's just that excitement around the who goes first.
Yeah, look, I think we'll know that early on if it's going to be an incredibly exciting night or not. Yeah, I mean, you're always sort of cringing in your seat, who's going to throw that big punch that may end the night.
Yeah. And post Anthony Yarde, if Artur Beterbiev is to win, I guess Dimitri Bivol, just to kind of complete the set, and I know he's the king of the division now, but surely it would make sense, Bivol, cement yourself, no question from any angle that he is the main man.
Certainly, look, that's a fight everyone wants to see. Is it next? I don't know. But we will continue to work on matches for Artur, assuming he gets out unscathed on Saturday night. And if Bivol is in those plans, that'd be terrific.
I said we'll talk about Haney and Lomachenko. It gets me excited thinking about that. What a fight, and kind of what can you tell us? Because it is something that we're kind of just waiting on. It is, I would say, arguably one of the two best fights I think you can make in the whole sport.
Yeah, look, I certainly, I think, like you say, it'd be one of the biggest fights of the year, and if not the last few years. But we're aiming towards May 20th. That's certainly not done. There's a long way to go, so I think that's more stay tuned and hopefully hear for something soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Really looking forward to that fight. You mentioned Tyson a bit earlier. I want to talk about Tyson Fury. Again, kind of all of us waiting for the Usyk date. They've come head to head now. We know it's not going to be far. But what a massive event, on what scale that could be. Talk about where it could be. Just kind of any news, I guess, from your side.
Yeah, look, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. It doesn't get bigger or better than that, especially with these two guys. Usyk, some terrific wins in Tyson Fury is just so far and above most entertaining guy in the business. So from that perspective, it's huge. We're looking and hoping it gets in, in the earlier part of this year, the first half, let's call it. But again, that's one that's got a long way to go to be signed, sealed, and delivered.
I mean, there's talk around the Middle East, obviously, when you've got kind of a champion from Britain and the fans that we can kind of draw on bums on seat numbers, you're always going to get people go, but we want to see the man in the UK. But this kind of pull that the Middle East bring financially, but can you kind of see both sides? Yes, there's that financial pull, but British fans will kind of go, hold on a sec, we want our champ on our home turf.
Yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to entertain all the offers from different places. There's nothing like being across the street here at Wembley Stadium with 90,000 plus for a fight, but we have to entertain everything. And if it's an offer from the Middle East or it's Wembley or some other stadium or situation like that, we'll consider it and see what we can get done.
And I just kind of want to take it back to a comment that Bob made when we was at Tottenham after the Derek Chisora fight. All the fighters that Bob's been involved with, and I know perhaps kind of you can get caught up in the here and now, but he said that Tyson Fury is the best he's promoted kind of in all aspects since Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously that's a big statement, especially coming from Bob, who's been involved with thousands of fighters, and Muhammad Ali is a bright light to look up to. But, I mean, you have to look at Tyson Fury. I mean, first of all, most importantly, he delivers in the ring. Second of all, he's the most exciting guy outside of the... Excuse me, we could do that again if you want. He's the most exciting guy outside of the ring. He can talk, he's interesting, he has a terrific family. So I think he's got sort of all the ingredients, especially for a heavyweight champion, that you would hope for.
Yeah, I mean, looking back to Muhammad Ali and kind of a lot of the memories that people have and kind of the things we look back to now, it is the stuff in the ring, but it's also kind of the impact outside of the ring. Do you think, I mean, that's always been there in boxing, being an entertainer, but do you kind of think times are changing and perhaps there's more importance placed on the outside of the ring? Like you said, yes, he delivers in the ring, and fighters, that is kind of their number one. But do you think the importance is growing when it comes to the outside of the ring stuff and just the kind of general facade that fighters have to keep?
Yeah, I think it depends on the guy. So certainly a Tyson Fury, the advent of social media and, constant coverage and things of that nature is an important thing for his progression, and he feeds into it, which is terrific. There are some guys that, they couldn't care less. So, and that makes a difference in popularity and why you can pack out 94,000 people at a Wembley Stadium or 70,000 at the Hotspurs.
Well, fingers crossed from our perspective, it's Wembley Stadium. Let's see. One more thing I've got to say, just talking actually to Evan about this, your Hall of Fame. Was it the two Brads, the two top-ranked Brads, if I'm right? You three? Oh, there you go, 3 top-ranked Brads now. Yourself, Tim Bradley, and Brad Goodman as well, I believe. Yeah, so just talk to me about that. Yeah,
it's exciting. Look, I've been in this business my entire life, business life, and to be recognized by your peers and everyone, it's an amazing Hall of Fame with great names in it. So to be recognized and picked on the first ballot is very, very exciting.
Does it kind of feel like a culmination of all the hard work? Obviously, fighters will get their world title. From the area you're in now, does it feel like kind of your world title, I guess, your culmination of all the hard work and hours and dedication?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's a culmination because thankfully we're still at it. But again, it's a terrific recognition, and I'll look forward to seeing all the people up there, especially those being inducted with me.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.